this live stream is going to be dealing with the subject of recommendations for cruises. Okay, in the sense of how to go about using the Navigate app on your phones. Now, I haven't uploaded this actually, sorry, I'll change that. I haven't uploaded it, but there is a video that I have put the link on to one of my videos on my pre-cruise list of a lady who basically explains how to use the Navigate app on Marella Cruises. And she was on Marella Explorer 1, okay? But it doesn't matter what cruise ship you go on with Marella, you can use the app on all of them. But you can only access it using the ship's Wi-Fi, and you can only download it when you're on board. But she goes through every single feature of that app. About your cabin, about your onboard spends, how to book your trips, your My Muster, your flight check-in, which you can do on the app as well apparently. You can obviously check the restaurant menus. You can check the port showcase, which is the trips. It shows your itinerary for each day, what the weather's like, when you're going to be in port, what time you're going to be back on board. Absolutely everything. She's done a video on it and I watched it earlier and it's very good. And I will put her link in the description under this video. So take a look at it because it will help if you need to download the app on your device when you are on board the ship. Because obviously you can book your trips through the app, but the high recommendation really is to book them before you go, so that at least when you are on board, you've got tickets, etc. in your room, and you can also check it on the app as well under My Bookings. So that might just be helpful to those that are due to go on a cruise soon, or that are perhaps already on a cruise, or about to go, or maybe it's a few months off before you go on a cruise. But it's always worth having a look at these videos so that you are prepared mentally and that you know exactly what to expect when you do finally get to the ship that you're going on. Now, another little bit of information regarding East Midlands Airport. Now, obviously, when I go away on this cruise coming up, I'm going from East Midlands, okay? So I'm going to be going to the airport the night before the cruise starts. So that's the Monday evening. And I've got the Hotel Leonardo booked. So I'm going to obviously be travelling from here to East Midlands Airport, parking on the Midstay 3, and then making my way to the hotel to check in for the night. Now, the idea of booking that hotel was so that I could basically go and check my bag in the night before. That was the original plan until I had an email from TUI that said my flight time going out had changed. Because originally the flight to Tenerife was 11 a.m. It's now 10 past midday. So that basically messed up the fact that I can't check my bag in. Because when I went in November to Alicante from East Midlands, I did go to, and I went with Jet2, I went and asked at the TUI desk if I could check my case in the night before. And they said, well, what day are you going? I told them the date. And then they said, what time's your flight? I told them the time. And they said, well, no, you can't then. And I says, well, even though it's 10 minutes after, I still can't. They were like, nope, you can't. So I thought, oh. But anyway, so I was a bit miffed, as you would be, because Jet2 also offer a twilight check-in service where you can drop your bag off the night before your flight, as long as it's before midday. So usually TUI and Jet2's twilight check-in, where you drop your bags off the night before, is usually between 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, up until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And you just go to a normal TUI or Jet2 desk, and it's usually got highlighted twilight check-in for Jet2, and TUI it's night before bag drop, or day before bag drop, it will say on the sign. And then you just go, and then all you do is one person from each party that's going takes the passports and boarding passes for that particular person or party that are going away, right? So let's say it's a family of 4. So if the dad is the lead passenger, then he would take the wife's passport and the kids' passports as well as his own, and all the boarding passes and all the luggage on one of those trolleys or whatever, or the whole family can go to the airport the night before if you don't live too far away, or if you're staying over at the hotels on the airport site, that person can go and check the bags in, and then all you've got to do the next morning is get up and go straight through security, and your case will already be on the plane, and then you just pick it up at the destination where you're going to. If you're on a land holiday, if you're on a cruise that's bonded luggage, like if you're going to the Caribbean, it's generally bonded luggage. Dubrovnik used to be. It's only bonded when you go home. And the bonded term means that you basically check your case in the UK, the luggage tags get put on, and then you don't see your case till it's outside your cabin on board the ship. But now with Dubrovnik, you still have to pick your case up at the other end, but then it gets delivered on a truck to the ship, and then you just basically get off the coach, go through the security bit, go through the passport control, and then your luggage turns up outside your room later on in the day. So, but if you go to the Caribbean on a cruise, you generally check your case in the UK, and then you don't see it at the other end. You just basically go straight through passport control at the airport, onto your transfer bus, and then off to the check-in at the ship, and then you see your bag outside your room later on. That's how that works. Coming back from Dubrovnik, it is bonded, so you leave your case outside your cabin, and then you don't see it till you land back. So make sure you've got all the necessary stuff out your bag that you need before you put it outside your room. And obviously clothes to travel home in. Make sure your passports and boarding passes are in your hand luggage. And that's it. And there's usually a letter in your cabin explaining all of this anyway. It usually gets delivered 1 or 2 days before the end of your cruise. So obviously read it carefully. Check what your luggage labels are, different colours, for whichever airport you're going to. So going back to East Midlands, what I was saying. So I'm going to be obviously staying at the hotel at East Mids the night before, so that I can obviously get a good night's sleep. I'll go and have a drink in the bar, which is a pre-cruise drink. So anybody that's going on the cruise on Marella Discovery 2 at the end of March, and you see me videoing, please come and say hello beyond the footage. Leave a comment on my videos. You know, I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible, because obviously then the next morning I'll be going over to the terminal to check in for the flights, and then going through, hopefully, the new security area now that that's been updated. Because they're obviously putting updates on their website. So I did do a video about that yesterday, on Wednesday, and I've put the link in the description on that video on East Midlands Airport's website, so you can check that out. So that's basically the gist of this, really, so that I can get to the airport on the night before, so that I can avoid the rush hour traffic the next morning when I head to the airport, if I was going to do that, to then go and check in. So what I'm thinking of doing is, once I get to the car park at East Mids, to go into the terminal, obviously with my luggage, because I've got no choice, because I've got to take it to the hotel, but I will go and ask what time the check-in opens, and then just head straight down to the hotel, so I can do that. But I will be doing some live streams from the hotel. I'll obviously do a video when I leave home and when I get to the airport, and then a couple of videos perhaps inside the terminal, and see how quiet it is. And then I'll obviously head down to the hotel to get a night's sleep. But I'm also going to get a meal deal sandwich from work, so that I can have that in the room, and obviously a breakfast one for the morning, and then head over to the airport, probably 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. And I will just go straight to the check-in desk, and then get through security, get into Starbucks. I like going into Starbucks and having a drink and a bacon bap or something. I usually get a bottle of water from Boots. I know it's about 90p. And then obviously you can fill that water bottle up on the ship, because apparently there's a carafe in your room, which is basically like a big jug. And you take it to the water station at the end of each corridor, and you can fill that up, take it back to your room, and then you can use it in a kettle to have a cup of tea or coffee. There's always tea and coffee facilities in the room anyway. This is a live stream. So I'm talking to my viewers that are watching and any subscribers. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of what I'm talking about. So those that are going on a cruise, that's roughly what you will expect in your cabin, tea and coffee facilities. So, and if you need any replenishing, you just speak to your cabin steward. But go and check this lady's video on her channel about the Navigate app. And I will put the link in this description under the video, so you can check it out. I'm obviously going to share this video to the group pages as well, the Marella Cruise ones online on social media. So I'm going to obviously do that. so that people can watch the video, and then obviously it'll help them with their cruise as well. Because there are many unanswered questions. People have got loads of questions on these group pages about cruises. So just check them out. And I've changed the title of my pre-cruise videos, because I put that it was the pre-cruise videos for Marella Discovery 2. But those videos apply to any cruise that you're going on whatever ship with Marella. Right? So I have changed it. I have mentioned things to do with my upcoming cruise on there, but most of the videos I've done are answering people's cruise questions in general. Like how to use the cruise control hub, how to do online check-in, how to print luggage tags off, etc. I've done loads. What specialty restaurants to book, what entertainment you're going to expect on board, about the shows that you're going to see, regarding the cocktail demos, the different games that they played, the quizzes, the mini golf. There's loads on all the ships. There's loads of things that people want to know about cruises. Okay, so make sure that you check out the channel and that playlist, and it will help in that situation. So it's at CarlSmith25 to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I've obviously done the Who's Who series this week. That's gone down very well, so I'm really happy with that. I'm obviously going to pay another visit back there at some point because of redoing the capybara experience. But primarily this video is to do with East Midlands Airport and the cruise coming up. That's my next series. That's where the focus is. I'm obviously going to do some videos next week to explain how the online check-in works on the flight extras page. Because obviously you can usually check in online 2 weeks before your cruise or your holiday abroad with TUI if you've done the seat select. If you haven't done the seat select or not got it included, then you can usually only check in 2 days before your flight. With Jet2, you can obviously select your seat when you book your holiday, and obviously, or you can do it before you want to go. But usually their check-in opens 28 days before, and then you can print your boarding passes off for both your outbound and inbound flight. But with TUI, you generally have to check in 2 days before if you don't do a seat select when you book your holiday. But if you do, then you can obviously check in 2 weeks before. And then you usually get luggage tags for a cruise around a fortnight before you go. You make sure that your API is filled in, which is all your passport information for everybody that's in your party, or if you're just going on your own. You also make sure that you've got your trips booked. Check through your cruise planner, because it's got on there all the specialty restaurants you can book, and they do get booked up pretty quickly, particularly Coralar, Surf and Turf and the sushi bars. They're the three main ones. They get booked up very quickly. You can also book spa treatments on board using the hub as well. You can book them through the app when you're on board, but again, you're better off doing it before you go, so you're not going to get charged when you're on board. You need to keep your expenses as low as possible when you're on board, especially when you've paid enough to go on the holiday anyway. And you've got the peace of mind that your bookings will be on the app when you download it. And obviously, you can then check your cruise news for different information as well. It mentions stuff on there about the deals they have on in the shops and in the restaurants and the photography, if you want to buy photographs of the captain, the dress to impress night, or when you're about to board the ship. And usually photographers come round when you're having your food as well. So just be aware of that. You may not want to have your picture taken when you're in the middle of your meal, but they do come round and take photographs of you. And then obviously, because they want you to buy the photographs, which obviously makes them money. So you don't, and the photos are rather expensive, to be fair. You could be paying up to 20 quid for one photograph, and it might not be very good. So just don't waste your money on rubbish photographs. You can buy what you want. Hello to you. So, but yes, and another thing as well regarding that Navigate app, I've just remembered, to log in for your account on board the ship, there's a section on that app that's called My Account, okay? And you basically put in the login details. Now, the login details are your cabin number, and then on the back of the card, which is your ship's boarding card, next to the barcode, there's like a 4 or 5 digit number. Well, that's the code you put in for your login. So it says, it'll say your cabin number, and then obviously it will say underneath login number or whatever, and it's the number that's on the back of your card by the barcode. That's what the lady showed on the video, which I'm going to put in the description under here, so that you can watch that video on how to use the Navigate app, because there's lots of different things on that app that you can look at, and you can use the ship's Wi-Fi free to use the app, but you can only use it when you're on board. You can't use it when you're back home in the UK. And it will tell you on the letter or information on the coach when you go from the airport how to download it anyway. And it might even tell you in the information in your cabin how to download it. So, but that's the login information, so that you can then check your bookings, your onboard spends, obviously check in for your flights, everything. That's the number that you would use. And she also said on the video, don't bother getting the ship's Wi-Fi to use social media or whatever, because it's not worth it and it's expensive. It's up to £90, I think, for a week. And it's not a lot of, it's not a lot of download speed. It's very slow, and I wouldn't personally waste your money on it. My brother paid that money when we went on the Explorer 2 back in 2023, and because he needed it for university work, and I thought, well, you're away on holiday, forget that, you're away. But no, he had to do his uni work on it, and he paid 90 quid, and it was rubbish. The download speed was terrible, and it doesn't last very long. You only get a certain amount of gigabytes or whatever of data, and it's gone, and you've wasted 90 quid. And then that comes out the cabin account as well, you see. So you don't really want to be paying ridiculous prices. You may as well just use the Wi-Fi in the ship's port, in the cruise terminal when you dock, or when you go into a restaurant when you're in one of your ports. But personally, I wouldn't bother, because at the end of the day, you're on holiday, aren't you? If you want to stay in touch with people, you can either get an eSIM, which you can usually download. And there's quite a few websites that offer eSIMs, and you could probably get one from the airport as well. So you can just connect that to your phone. You don't have to physically put the SIM card in, but you obviously, hence the term eSIM, it's electronic, so it's done through your phone. Or you can just use the phone data depending what network you're on. But I do know that EE usually charge over £2 or £3 a day to use your data abroad. I know I had that with Croatia when I was with EE. I'm now with Tesco Mobile, which is O2. And I know that with Tesco Mobile, they're not charging to use your data abroad at the moment anyway, at least till next year. So that's pretty good. But again, I will always turn my data off when the ship's leaving, because they tell you to do that anyway in the cruise news, so that you're not connected to the satellite of the ship and you're going to be charged a fortune. So you're better just to turn it off, and then obviously use it when you're in port. But at the end of the day, like I've said, why would you want to be in touch with people back home when you're on holiday? Okay, it's understandable you might want to send photographs, but maybe do that through WhatsApp or through Facebook Messenger. But at the end of the day, you are on holiday and you just need to switch off. I know I like to. So that's basically just some cruise advice I'm giving out there to you guys that are watching. And hopefully it will help. So please subscribe to my channel at CarlSmith25. And I will obviously do some more live streams in the next week or two. I'll give updates regarding the luggage tags, the boarding passes, etc. as well. Because they do recommend that when you do print luggage tags off for your cruise, that you print off enough for your bags. So that's your hand luggage bag and obviously your case. Because then if anything goes wrong, at least if somebody is honest out there, they might think, oh, that person's on a cruise. I'm on the same cruise. I'll take, and their bag can be, you can just go and speak to a TUI rep and say, oh, by the way, I found somebody's bag that you're on the cruise we're on. It needs, and then it will get delivered to their cabin and think, oh, we found our luggage. Well, somebody has. It's called honesty, isn't it, really? So, but obviously, as well, it identifies each person's bag if it's got the luggage tag on, and it helps the crew deliver your bag to your room when you are on board the ship. So, and obviously put it on your hand luggage and any other bags as well. And it does, I think, tell you on the Marella Cruise Control Hub to print off as many tags that you need. And another thing I'll do as well is I'll include Amazon's website, where you'll be able to, in the link under the video when I do it, which will help you to go on there to purchase luggage tag holders to attach to your case. So that might help people out there as well that want to print luggage, that when they print their luggage tags off, think, oh, we need a luggage tag holder. Where can we get these from? I will include the link to amazon.co.uk where you can download or not download, you can purchase on there the luggage tags for your luggage tag to put on your bag for your cruise. So hopefully that will help people out there that are watching. I hope this has given you a gist of what to expect with a cruise and what I'm going to be getting up to. I'm also going to do a video when I'm at the hotel of what the itinerary is that I'm going to be doing, and I will include that in the link in the description of the video. And of course, other websites like Marine Traffic, so you can track the ships where they are. So if you've got friends and family that are doing a cruise, and you think, oh, I wonder where they are today, you can just go on marinetraffic.com, type the name of the ship in, and it will take you exactly to where it is, where it's heading to, what time it left the port, what time it's due at the next port, how fast it's going. So it's really good. It's a really good website to use. Just like you can use one that can track planes called Flight Radar. You can use that to track any plane in the world. And you think, well, my friends are going on this flight to this country, and you can type in the airport they're going to, and it will show you when the plane took off, what gate it left, how fast it's going, when it's due to arrive. It's really good. So you could say it's a bit like the term Big Brother's watching you. But at the end of the day, if you've got friends that are going away and you want to track where they are, then they're the websites to use. And I will put their links in the description of the video as well when I do that. It won't be tonight, obviously, because this is for next week and the week after in preparation for me going away. So all those links will be put on future videos. But again, I hope this has helped. It's at CallSmith25 to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.